I'm just I clicked start.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, well, there we go.
we didn't catch any of that.
Oh,
I
well.
just clicked start.
Thank goodness they didn't hear all the slurs and pejoratives I just threw out.
Yeah. I made sure that
I was
is
testing the
not
mic.
on there.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah.
But
It's definitely going to be in there.
From here, you have to wait 30 seconds. I think is the YouTube thing. So,
Oh,
after 30 seconds.
fun.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go,
fun because
Is it 30 seconds? Is it 3 minutes?
I have
don't
no
know. We
idea.
should probably learn that.
we're also not like monetized because
Oh yeah, I guess
nobody
that really
subscribes,
only
so it
matters
doesn't
if
matter
you
to us.
monetize.
Yeah.
But if we do monetize and we want this episode would be episode 1, it would probably
that-
be
I don't know if you could retroactively. I have
yes,
no idea how it
that's
works.
100% how it
Oh,
works.
okay.
Yeah,
well, I
you
guess I
you
should probably just be
retroactively.
nice anyway.
Yeah, so that's the cool thing about
Also,
YouTube.
just rude.
Is
It
you
shouldn't.
throw all these videos up and it's like, oh, for a year they've been up, they never got any traction, and then all of a sudden they do, and you just start making money.
That's
It's
true.
Like,
They'd be like,
whoa,
"Here,
what-
that one time that one white guy said a pejorative. That's such
Yeah.
a rare thing. Let's go find that video."
But yeah, welcome, episode 1 of the Beanbag Boys podcast.
I guess that's it. I suppose that's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Even though we're sitting on the, was it the love sack?
Yeah, love sacks.
The love
which
sacks.
they do make beanbags. So
Well,
maybe
I
we
guess we'll have
need
to get some
to
modular
upgrade or
beanbags
something.
then,
But
and-
they are very expensive beanbags.
Oh, okay.
so,
Well, maybe we won't
to
do
be
that.
fair,
Maybe once these get monetized, then we can pay
Yeah,
for beanbags with
yeah.
the.
we get
you know.
get. You still need a mic arm, so
That's
we
true.
get
Yeah.
That,
I just have the mic arm the good Lord gave me right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It's done me pretty well so far.
The mic guns.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh wait, can we talk about guns in the first couple minutes?
We were talking about James and Michael Gunn,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
brothers. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
The
the
podcasting brothers.
Suicide Squad brothers.
Oh,
What did James Gunn make? The
I don't even know.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
He's a director.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, that joke was not good.
No, you're good. I mean, speaking of directors and movies, I've been in the new Minecraft movie.
Oh
that
shit!
came out
Yeah.
that you haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to watch it.
So yeah, we can't really talk a whole lot about that because there's a ton. I mean, all you really need to know is like they only get one piece of food a day.
Okay,
So, you gotta know that.
I started it,
Okay.
and I saw it was like 2 hours long.
2 hours.
I've seen some of those videos. They're like, oh, it's this thing, the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just a compilation of like, I filmed 30 videos
See,
over the course of 6 months.
I
And
think that
threw them all
might be
together.
kind of what it is. That's kind of what I got the vibe of as I'm watching through it because there were a lot of things where it was like, are we just recapping what just happened 2 seconds ago?
Oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah.
so
makes
that
sense.
could be
so
what
maybe
happened.
it is just stitched together.
I think they are a little bit longer, but I haven't done a whole lot of research. But there, I think, is also a second movie. So I got to see the sequel now. I only saw the first one. I don't know if it was good or not. My question though, because I thought it was interesting, it feels like the way media is it's like there's a weird split between people who know Marvel movies and people who know internet movies.
What's an internet movie? I
Well,
guess,
like the Minecraft movie.
Like that, fair
or
enough,
That's what
okay.
I'm saying. Exactly. What's an internet movie?
Or like
there's the Minecraft
anything on
movie.
Newgrounds.
There's
Pico Pico Day,
shoot. What are well, I mean, like culturally, Swampletics.
Swampletics,
Yeah.
RuneScape.
It's like a-
Fair, I suppose. Okay.
have you seen Swampletics?
I have, yeah.
The full one?
Well, okay, not all of it. I've watched
Okay.
some of it. I haven't finished it.
Yeah,
but it was
okay.
one of those it was like second monitor content.
Yeah. So
I
like
feel
there's
like it's most movies. That's kind of a problem too. Maybe that's the delineation. There is like, is it second monitor content or is it like primary? Watch this.
yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Some of speaking of like not Swampletics, but like because I wasn't into like RuneScape and stuff as much whenever that was kind of the big thing. But that same creator has started a new series where he does like
That's settled, right?
yeah, it's Settled.
Settled,
So
okay.
Settled does a series where he's currently on like 1 HP, and if he takes
That's
1
right.
damage at any point, it's the character's over. And
He
so
also
I think
did Tile Man, didn't he? Was he the one who did?
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did Tile Man, and if I didn't, that's gonna feel bad about whoever did Tile Man. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, he did.
I think
Tile
it was
Man,
settled,
and
or
he
because
does-
Jimmy was doing the chronological questing,
yeah,
which
he
was
just
I watched
finished.
a lot of that one. Did he finish it?
Yeah,
okay.
he just recently.
That one I
finished
was
that.
following like for a while.
Well,
I
Settled
followed it
Tile
like
Man.
pretty consistently as it was like on release. I was like, that's
by release.
by release. That's
release,
right.
yeah.
But when the video came out, I was like, it's a new Jimmy Day. I'm gonna watch
Oh,
that.
yeah, no.
It was fun, and I just kind of fell off. I don't even play RuneScape. I don't know why I even watched it. It was just like watching the grind, but in like a really tightly edited, like, here's what I did.
Right.
It's just kind of fun. And then I learn a little bit, and I can kind of like speak because so many of my friends play it, but I don't know. I played it when it came out, RuneScape, like in 06.
Yeah.
And they were like, memberships are like $5 a month. And I was like, I don't have $5. What the hell? Who does that? Who can afford that? Well, and now that I'm an adult who has $5 per month to spend, I just don't play RuneScape.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
20
fair.
years later.
I feel like a lot of people are like that. It's weird how it's like hit that nostalgia itch, because I was the same way. I remember playing it in like 3rd grade on like the playground and being like, yeah, we're playing RuneScape after school.
Yeah.
It was all free to play then, because I didn't have the
Oh,
$5,
yeah.
but and then like WoW came out and
Is
played
it
on my
even
buddy's
viable
WoW account.
to play
They just well, free to play. It's still free. Wait,
It's free, but is it reasonable to play it free to play, or is it just like a? Because I mean, it's effectively like a free trial. It always was. Like they had member only areas before, even. But
yeah, I mean, it's definitely still like a game for sure, and like you can still play it. You're just very limited, and it's like, oh, you're doing the more like. A lot of the late game grinds are like kind of torturous and stuff. Like I've been talking about my CG grind and stuff.
Oh,
we can get into that in a bit.
oh, yeah.
But a lot of those late game grinds are very like torturous and very long grinds. On pay to play, you'll get through those early game grinds pretty quick, and it's like, oh, you get these quick dopamine rushes. There's a quest where you'll do it and you get up to like level 30 attack and strength, like off instantly just finishing this 5-minute quest.
so
Or
just,
if you're free to play,
membership specific quests that have different rewards, or
just membership specific quests in general. Like free to play, you're limited the quest list. You're limited areas. You're limited. You don't have all the skills, so like you can't do thieving, you can't do construction. You can't
I didn't know that. Okay,
stuff like that. You can do like the GE, and so like you can go and like
buy stuff
from
sell
other players,
stuff.
sell stuff. So like you can make money.
GF.
You could actually make enough money to get a membership and then go from there.
You can
it's just
buy memberships with gold?
Yeah, so in game you can,
okay.
if you just make enough money, you can just buy your membership with gold. You don't even have to.
The OG Battle Pass.
Now it's probably not ideal. Everybody's like, oh, what's the quickest way to get a membership in RuneScape? It's like, oh, get a job at McDonald's. Because it's like, yeah, you could do like 50 hours of grinding in RuneScape, or you could just go work an hour and bam, you have enough for your monthly membership. But
it's cool to have the option.
And once you on the later game grinds, it's not that 50 hours, so it's more viable on later game grinds. But then it's like, do I really want to be grinding to pay for my membership? Maybe not. I play an Iron Man, so like I said, I was on that CG grind. I'm starting to make some good money, so it might actually edge into that spot where it's like, oh, I can actually pay for my account now.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. You just go to the library and use their internet too, and you saving money.
This is 100% free. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the free to play, like those early game grinds, instead of going and getting that one-time 5-minute quest, it's like, all right, I'm gonna sit here and slay goblins and cows for 30 hours, and that'll get me up to level 30.
Boy, that sounds fun.
So it's doable, but yeah, a lot of the stuff is a lot slower. I think a lot of people will just kind of go through those like free to play quests and knock a lot of that stuff out. So that's kind of something to do.
Are there free to play quests even worth doing if you are a member, or is it just like, do you need it for like, is it like prereq content for later stuff?
Yeah,
or?
a lot of the quests. One of the like most, I say probably one of the most famous quests is Dragon Slayer, and that's a free to play quest. That's a lot of the time people consider that like one of the like in-game free-to-play quests, where you go and you just like kill a dragon and get like the ability to buy rune plate armor and stuff like that.
Okay,
get, like,
that makes sense. Yeah, I mean so there's still like a decent amount of the game that's available.
Yeah, you kind of get eased into it a little bit, and then you get membership, and it's like, oh wow, this is the actual game. I do think they put a lot of like weird little ads and stuff in there. I've been watching a different creator named Stans, who's been getting into RuneScape. It's interesting because he's doing a free-to-play Iron Man, which is like
that's
absolutely torturous.
That sounds horrible.
It's terrible. And he's like, oh, I just want to go through and do Dragon Slayer, and then I'll decide if I want to be a member. And I'm like, that's cool, bro. If you're and he's liking it. I mean, the content's good. I've been keeping up with all his videos and stuff. So
Stans is pretty cool. I've seen a couple of his videos.
Yeah. So he's interesting because he'll just like grab any random game. Like he's been on like the trading card game simulator. I watched him play a MOBA simulator, which I played for a while.
A MOBA simulator?
Pretty cool. It's like you're almost like a head coach for a MOBA team.
Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. But you'll like go through and like you can kind of like strategize in the game. You'll be like, oh, we want to like focus on our top lane this game. And
interesting.
Like, you're like, you can see the matchups and you play like the characters and you're like, oh, well, our draft went bad. And so like, so you're not actually playing the game, but you're kind of strategizing the game still. And it's like, well, if this was 100% perfectly played, this is kind of how that situation would work out. So It was an interesting. That was probably like 2 years ago at this point, but I remember playing like that game, and his content's interesting because he's just like, the games he plays are like, where did you even find this? That's crazy.
Yeah, right. But, and there's so many games come out every single day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Remember when the boomer shooter started coming out again, and it was like, well, this would be so cool. These are great, and now there's like fucking 15 a day. And I'm like, there's too many. You guys need to stop. Like for a little bit, let's slow down.
Yeah.
I love him as much as the next guy. I've played through Doom too many times, but oh my god, like I have a job and a life. I have to do something. I don't really have a life. I have a job.
Well, I think it's interesting, and it's kind of callback on that. There's like an indie versus like professional, where it's like there's so much indie content where it's like people can kind of like, people who don't have these big teams behind them and stuff are just like throwing out games, and it's like, well, maybe it's gonna be successful, maybe it's not, but we're gonna throw it out there and see what happens.
Yeah, why not? Put it on the CV.
And then you have people like Sony, where they like release Concord, and it's like.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you play Concord?
No, fuck. I wasn't going to buy that.
You weren't one of the 114 players who played it?
No, sadly, not one of the elite.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. The indie games feel like they're like popping off, where they're being successful, they're like doing stuff, and then AAA is like just
I've heard Ubisoft is also in trouble lately with I can't remember what the name of the latest Assassin's Creed was, but
oh, really?
It's bad, apparently.
Okay.
And then what the other... Suicide Squad was horrible. Rocksteady pushed that one out. What was the other? Redfall was really bad, apparently. I think it was Arcane Studios. Which is also a shame to see like all these great like developers get picked up and then just shit on. Like oh god, who makes the Call of Duty maps?
Shroud.
Monolith. The people who made Fear. They were the company, okay. I guess. I mean, it's probably not the same people at this point, but like Monolith made Fear. I think they made Fear too, but then they got picked up at some point and like pushed to, I don't even fucking remember what. But they made like some great stuff back in the day, and then they just kind of got shit on.
Yeah.
And it happened to a lot of, like even Rare, like Nintendo just gave up Rare for nothing to Microsoft, and they made Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts or something, and they just kind of like ceased to exist, which so sucks. Sad, I mean, Rare made some
like a legacy,
the greatest Nintendo games.
Yeah.
The Nintendo 64 would not even be noteworthy remotely without all the stuff Rare pushed out.
You say that. It was like probably like 3 or 4 Mario games, right?
Well, okay.
Mario 64.
It would be the Mario console and nothing else.
Which, I mean, but to be fair, like what has a lot, like what's a, there are rare, I'm not
Banjo-Kazooie,
Banjo-Tooie,
sure. The Donkey Kong 64 game, in the Donkey Kong Country games. Okay. Yeah, that was Rare.
I forgot, okay.
Yeah, no, Rare did like, I mean, the 64 was huge.
Yeah, I definitely.
I think, did Rare have a hand in GoldenEye? Maybe not.
Oh, they might
I don't
have,
remember
actually.
who did GoldenEye. You know what, let me Google it. Because I don't want
to.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, you do
it.
Yeah. Jamie, pull that up. I don't remember who the hell made, but Rare did so much stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they really defined like that generation of console, specifically the Nintendo 64. They did so much, and the Super Nintendo as well. It was Rare. Yeah. It's insane. Fair, it's crazy how much shit they made. That's like, oh, that was like my childhood.
yeah. But like, you don't see people playing GoldenEye. You know,
well, not
people
anymore.
Aren't playing Banjo.
I mean, you could say the same thing about
people play Mario 64, RuneScape. Bro. People play Mario 64. People play old school RuneScape.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. These are the games that had lasting.
I mean, Mario lasts for sure.
Mario 64 specifically is like
for sure.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
Do you watch any like the speedrunning community?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, for sure. It's crazy.
They're like still finding out new tactics and shit.
The Super Mario Brothers and the regular. Like the NES Mario Brothers game, people are like, yeah, it's like 453 is like the world record, but we could save a couple of frames. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How is there there's such a strong community around this? It's crazy. And they're incredible games, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, it's fun to watch, but I don't get it myself.
Yeah, watching some of those speedrunners it's impressive. Because, an hour of a speed run, and you're like, oh, I screwed up my canonless, and now I have to restart.
And I have to start all the way over.
Yeah.
Oh well. Which I guess it's easy if that's like you're just gonna be live streaming it anyway, and then that's kind of your whole shtick.
Yeah, that's
what the hell? It's work.
Yeah.
If I have to restart work,
I guess
at work,
you're thinking about that.
Whatever. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I think when Twitch started and everything was like starting to get big, I was like, this could be pretty fun. Now that I'm like an adult, like I need variety. I could not do that every day. That would kill me. I would be so bored.
Yeah, you maybe should not get that into RuneScape.
Yeah. I don't know if I
maybe
could.
It makes sense.
I don't know if I'm capable of getting that into RuneScape.
Yeah, no,
I do love
fair.
the grind, man. I gotta change. Like I cycle through. Like, sometimes like I'm in a JRPG mood, and I'll go through and play like Final Fantasy VII, or like I said last time, I played through like 3 Dragon Quest games in like 2 weeks, which was insane. And then I'm like, oh cool, I'm done with this forever. I'm gonna go play a platformer. And then I'll pick up the Hollow Knight again or something like that, Celeste, and just play through those for a little bit. I don't know.
Do you play any of the you play the Fadian games? You into any of those?
The Bennett Foddy or?
Well, like he did like QWOP, but he also did
Oh,
like the newer ones are like
Getting Over
Only
It?
Up, Getting Over It.
No, those games.
Or
I tried playing Quab and I sucked at it. I tried playing Getting Over It too, and it irritated the hell out of me. I was like, I can't. This is not my kind of game.
Yeah, some of those they're crazy. I haven't been super into playing them either, but watching people play them and get frustrated is some funny stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it is
indomitable
that-
human spirit really on display.
entire mentality of cool, I'm gonna get 2 hours in and then lose it all my progress gone.
I
crazy.
feel like it's sort of. I mean, it's an interesting twist on kind of like the roguelike idea of like, I'm just gonna start all the way over from the beginning here, but I'm better at it. So when I go to do it the second and third time, it'll be that much better.
Yeah.
Which kind of like, I think a lot of those old NES games and stuff too, it's kind of like you had a certain number of lives and saves didn't exist, so you're starting over from the beginning whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
luck. Either write down this password on your notepad or get bent.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun to a degree, but I'm spoiled with modern stuff because I can just like, I'll just save here and come back to it like in a week and pick it right back up. But some games are just too damn big. Like Ghost of Tsushima was one that was like, it's a beautiful game, but there's just too much to do. Basically everything Ubisoft came out with, and since like Far Cry 2, has been like marker central. Elden Ring is also too fucking big. I think I even finished. I think I'm on the final boss fight finally, but like I just got so burned out by the time I even got there. I was like, I should finish this. And then I just haven't gone back and looked at it at all because there's just too much game.
Yeah, that's fair. They did that with the new Halo as well. It was an open world Halo.
God, yeah.
I feel like a lot of people. I enjoyed it, but I'm like so diehard Halo. I probably was gonna enjoy it whatever happened. So I feel like I know that going in, but
I mean, I didn't finish 4 or 5. I finished 1, 2, 3 in Reach.
Okay.
I didn't play Halo Wars. I don't know if there's any like lore in Wars.
Halo 4 was really good. The campaign was like really
Halo
good.
4 that was really good. I think when it came out, I was like not in a position where I was like stable or had like.
Maybe it was 5.
I didn't have a 360. I think 4 was the one with like all the Cortana stuff.
Then it was probably
right.
4
because I think 5 was
good.
when 343. No, 4 was when 343 Studios picked it up. If I remember right.
Yeah.
'Cause I think Bungie broke off
don't
from
even
Microsoft
remember now.
around then. They were making Destiny.
Yeah, one of those
which was, like,
campaigns was like
over a decade
ridiculously
ago.
good, but
Yeah.
story wise, but
I don't know. I don't remember.
Hmm.
Anyway,
yeah,
all that being all that, Halo's fun.
yeah,
Games are fun. Games
Games
are
are
always
fun.
fun. I mean, it's a hobby. Like, whatever.
yeah. I'm way too competitive, so I like any competition game where it's like I feel like I can get better and like see myself improve. And it's even
also
better
very
if I can
competitive.
see myself improve to be better than somebody else and like shove it down their throat.
I enjoy.
I don't know if that's healthy.
I don't like multiplayer games because it's like I get too competitive and then I really want to just invest all of my time into getting better, and I can't do that. I like single player because then I can like I start and I'm like, oh, I'm bad or whatever. Or I could just like crank up the AI difficulty and then just like beat it and be like, yeah, I did that. And then move on with my life and never have to think about that game again. Unless I want to, in which case, cool, I can go back and do it again and just get better. But I don't know. Like the Dark Souls games are fun because they're difficult, but Call of Duty, it just kind of... I'm like, cool, let's play the new Call of Duty because the mechanics are fun. It's just a fun game to play. And then I get dumpstered on by like some freaking 17-year-old. Like, brother, just get a life. Like, go away. Like, I'm not bad. I'm not good. I'm not nearly as good as I used to be, obviously. I haven't played that much lately, but I used to be pretty decent. But now anymore, it's like you have people who are like it's their entire life to play the games, or it's like their entire livelihood to play the game, and it's like, yeah, those people are going to be way better than me because they just commit so much more time.
Yeah.
And just kind of, I don't know, it takes away some of the competition when it's not even like a remotely level playing field. It just kind of defeats the purpose for me.
Yeah.
Which is tough. Some of my friends can, like, they pick those games up and they're like, yeah, it's just fun to play just to play it. I'm like, yeah. It's fun to play just to win it.
I can't do that. Yeah. I can't do that. I have friends that want me to like play CS and stuff, and I'm like, that's too much. That's too much for me to learn. I'm gonna be so bad at it that it's just not fun at all for me.
No, it's just a Twitch shooter that maybe if I'd gotten into it like a long time ago, it would be okay.
Yeah.
But that's why like Call of Duty's fun to pick up because it's like, I mean, not only the mechanics, like they're pretty simple. They're not like it's a hard game to really master, or well, not master, but like to play. But also, like, I'm just so familiar with it, like, it's just kind of going through the motions again. Like, yeah, it's the same thing. This is fun. Like, I love playing FPS games. But like I said, the boomer shooters are a lot of fun. Like, the single-player games, all the stuff's been coming out is so much fun. I enjoy a good Twitch shooter, but, like, usually a single-player one, not so much multiplayer at this point.
That's fair. What do you mean by boomer shooter? That's the second time you said that. I don't know that term.
Oh, it's like an old, like a throwback kind of shooter,
okay.
like Doom.
That's what I took.
Or
it
like
as.
Blood,
okay.
or Duke Nukem, build engine games, stuff like that.
Okay.
There's been a resurgence in the last like couple of years with games like Cultic is one that's really really big. Dusk is another one. But they're games that kind of call back to like that Quake or like that specific style of video game, which is. It's just boomer shooters, just a term, because like older style games, but they're FPS games that are just kind of not as complex and more like mechanically focused, and kind of a little more trimmed down and peeled back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're fun.
That's what I envisioned in my head.
Well, yeah,
making sure that was clear and I was understanding it right.
Yeah,
but that makes sense.
They're fun though.
It's interesting. I feel like part of that, like the Doom, Duke Nukem, all that stuff, is like everybody's just on sequels, or nobody wants to do something original type vibe. Everybody's kind of trying to do a lot of throwbacks, and we mentioned like GoldenEye. They re-released GoldenEye. They've all of that
Sony's
stuff.
Aren't they remastering or re-releasing Horizon Zero Dawn or something? It came out like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
you need another one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fuck off.
That's a lot of it feels very cash grabby. It's like, okay.
It feels like,
I think it's kind of the Concord issue. Is like
nostalgia bait, but like for what purpose? Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know like who's the target audience for this. Like I could just play the game. Like it's not even gonna look that different. The game's not old enough to be like it really needs an engine update. Like it doesn't. It looks fine. I don't know. I don't get it. I think everybody's just scrambling because they see like those massive AAA games that come out. Like, oh, these things completely tanked. We can't spend all that money on this. What are we gonna do? I don't know. This one worked. Do that again.
Yeah.
Which like I can imagine. I don't fully understand it. I can imagine it's stressful when you're like, financially responsible for hundreds of thousands of people in like a massive corporation. You're like, if we don't push out this product that we spent 5 years developing and it tanks for some reason, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and that's a problem. Like, I mean, it's a lot of stress for sure.
Yeah, it's a scary.
So I can definitely understand it, and I also understand from the perspective of like, well, all these indies are doing it. It's so much easier. Like, why is Sony suck ass? It's like, well, priorities are completely different, which I can get, but I don't know. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy their dog shit game. Like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't care. I'm not going to spend money on something I don't want to do anything with. But what, Bubba? You want a carrot? That thing is destroyed.
He destroys every one of his toys.
Oh, look, he had a little screamy face. Oh no! Oh no!
Gotta be careful. We'll turn into Thomas podcast if we let him.
That's a good point. Yeah,
he will take all of the attention he can get. So
anyway, games is games. Whatever. What else we got going on? What are you doing? It's October. Are you doing anything for Halloween?
Oh yeah.
You dressing up? Doing anything fun?
No, probably not. I'm lazy. I need to get a porch light probably and replace that so that I could turn on my lights and get some candy and stuff. But that's probably about as far as I'll go. What about yourself?
Do you have a lot of? I guess
there's kids and stuff. Yeah,
there's all kinds of children in the neighborhood. I imagine that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get better. Because like in my house is like right when you turn into my neighborhood, it's like right off the street, sort of. It's like the third, fourth house down, something like that. But like the street lights don't really start until like 2 houses down from me.
Okay.
So it's weird because it's like there's a little bit of light from like the entrance, and there's like a weird dark spot like right where my house is, and then the rest of the stuff starts out there. So when I do sit out with like candy, I'm like, hey, there's candy here. It's just kind of like, let's just avoid that weird guy standing in the dark.
Well, I mean,
like I have porch lights and stuff, but it's just kind of like, like just kind of hanging out, looking like a goblin.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, it's kind of a weird tradition if you think about it. Like as I was saying it, I'm like, yeah, I need to get porch lights to attract the children.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I will have
they're
candy
moths, really.
for
Yeah,
them.
a lot of
I'll
moth
have candy
children
bars,
around here.
and then they can come and get my candy bars. It's like, where do we even? Okay, that's interesting, but
I don't know. The history of that would be interesting to look into.
I was
maybe,
watching, maybe you don't want to know.
What was it? Was it's a movie from like the 40s. Oh my god, I can't remember what the hell it's called. Take Me to St. Louis or something like that, but I don't remember exactly. I'll have to find it. But it was, they had like a Halloween scene from like 1910 because the movie was set like in 1910, something like that. It came out in like the 40s, but it was set in like 1910, like 30 years prior. They had like a Halloween scene, and it was so bizarre. It was so different because like the children went out and they like knocked on people's doors and like threw flour in their face. Which was weird.
Wait,
anyway.
The people threw flour in the children's face, or
no,
the
children threw flour in the people, and that was like that's what they did. And then they had a bunch of furniture, like the children took furniture.
because they were tricking or treating.
Yes.
They tricked.
They tricked. Yeah,
They chose.
There were no
trick.
treats. There was no candy.
Well, they don't get treats because they tricked.
Well,
It's
it's
not trick and treat.
Not in this case. It was just trick.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They chose
It
violence.
was like, fuck you, dog. Get down,
Thomas.
You're a very nice boy. I love you, but get down. I'm telling a story. Anyway, but then the kids had like furniture, and they made a big bonfire in the middle of the neighborhood. And it was just like completely unsupervised, like 8-year-olds.
Brother.
It was super weird. And I was like, what the hell is happening? So I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, that was what they did in 1900. And like, I guess like trick-or-treating is, we know it didn't start until like the 40s or 50s or something like that. And it was like, and then they just started giving out candy because people, I guess, got sick of getting fucking flour in their face.
World War II was too much. Let's change
That's a good
Halloween.
point, yeah. All the buttheads from the 1910s they're off to war. Let's teach these kids to do something else.
Yeah, we're going to teach them to like candy.
I don't know. It was super weird.
That's interesting.
I guess World War I probably, because you're like throwing flour at people's
well,
faces.
1919, but you said 1940s to 50s is when they swapped it.
That's
right?
true.
So
yeah,
that would be
I can't remember
coming
exactly.
out.
It was around. That's a good point.
Yeah,
So it would have been around.
out,
Yeah. End of the war, all that stuff.
Interesting.
End of the Great War. Start of the Second Great War. To end all wars.
What are you doing for Halloween though? You got plans? You were telling me about like Halloween costumes or something.
I need to figure out. That's a good point.
What are you doing a Halloween costume for? What do you need it? You going to a party?
Nothing. I mean, I just like dressing
Just
up. Honestly,
that's cool.
I did like a few years ago. I mean, I don't know when I started. Honestly, I'm trying to think. I was like 17 one year, and it was just like because occasionally I dress up for Halloween or whatever. But like at 17. I went to my grandmother because it was kind of a tradition. We'd always go to my grandmother's house and we'd all hang out. I went. That was like one year I just didn't have an outfit or anything, and I was like, whatever. But when I got there, I was like, what if I just the day of slap something stupid together and then just kind of went with it, and I did. And I walked up to because I wanted to do it for free as well. So I walked up to Sonic, which was like right down the street from my grandmother's house, the little restaurant. And I was like, do you guys have any like cardboard boxes?
Of course.
And they were like, yeah, of course, we got plenty of them. I was like, cool.
Yep.
So I took one and I went back home and I borrowed suspenders from a friend of mine. He used them for work or something like that. So I some suspenders, I like strapped the box around and I wrapped it up with wrapping paper that my grandmother had. And I was God's gift to women. So I wrote like two women from God.
That's good, yeah.
And I just walked around the neighborhood, and it was just like, it was so much fun because it was such a stupid costume. I spent literally no money and like 5 minutes of thought on. And I just walked, and I ran into God's Gift to Men, who was just a woman who just put like a bow on her dress. She was like, oh my God.
There you go.
So it was a lot of fun. We started that then, and then like a couple of years later, I like painted a handlebar mustache on, and I went as my uncle. And I just kind of walked around and grumbled at people for a while.
Yeah.
It was just, just like goofy little nonsense costumes like that. Like I wore a medal and a piece of bread. No, I had a loaf of bread at one point. I was just a breadwinner. You know, just like super low effort.
Yeah, I see.
But like somewhat clever, kind of fun. I just kind of enjoy throwing together stupid little costumes like that. Well, so last year, for the first time, I watched that Disney movie, The Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
And I learned about Ray, the Firefly, who's just like a really, I probably, if you're from Louisiana, pretty offensive stereotype, I'd imagine.
It's not. I was young in Louisiana. I was very young, but I lived there, and from what I've heard, it was probably pretty.
It was probably pretty.
But
pretty
maybe that's offensive to people from Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was pretty bad. So, anyways, but I saw that and I was like, Ray is kind of the GOAT. So, like, I decided to dress up as Ray, and then it became a whole. I mean, you could find it on TikTok. It was like a whole thing. My sister posted, like, she recorded the video and then posted it on her TikTok at one point. It just kind of blew up, and I think it has like 9 or 10 million views at this point, and it's got like. It's crazy. Okay. She still gets like, people love it still. Like she gets comments and stuff on it. I get messages from people still on it. I made all kind of like 2 or 3 people that I'd never spoken to before. And I mean, it's a year later now. I still talk to them are from like that video. And they're like, hey, what's up?
Wow.
Pretty cool. So,
make a little friendship.
Talk to a few friends. Yeah. So
there you go.
Some cool people. But
like a little parasocial relationships.
Well, yeah. So then I was like, I don't know. And now I almost feel like a weird sense of undue pressure. Like I have to try hard. But like I put in 0. I don't even remember. What did I have? I had like some little they're like little wooden balls with like a rope through it, and then I just painted those green, and like I tied into my belt loops, and those were just my little firefly legs, and I had like a little like a blow up ball that I put a glow stick into, and that was just my light up butt, and I had like a little like a dowel with some like Christmas tree ornament that was the Star of Evangeline that he loves in the. Yeah, it was super basic. It legit took me like an hour total to purchase everything and then put it all together. And then people were like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This is such a goofy little outfit," but it's fun to do that stuff anyway. It's kind of nice to share it, but I'm so not on social media. Whatever, but like I don't think I even have pictures of like any of my other costumes from before. I've done many of them. I just never take pictures of anything.
Now you have a whole reperetoire to sneak
yeah.
in and be like, oh, cool, exactly. Now I have these lists that nobody even knows about yet.
I know you guys don't know who that is. But I don't know. I was thinking about like I haven't seen the movie yet, but like the Deadpool and Wolverine was super big. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I could like slap together like a really goofy, low effort Wolverine costume and just walk around like snicked. Just I don't know, just something goofy or dumb. But I'm trying to figure out like what I want to do. And I usually don't even stop to think about it until like 2 weeks before Halloween, and then I'll just put something together, dress up. Sometimes I'll go to a friend's house. Sometimes I'll just stay at home. But I don't do it for anybody but me. It's just fun to do. But I don't know. That's basically my plan. I don't have anything beyond that, but I need to figure out like what I want to put together. It's just kind of fun to think about it, and it's kind of creative. Just a little outlet, I suppose, that I get to mess with once a year.
Yeah, no, I see. I did the last Halloween costume I did, which was I think like 2 or 3 years ago. I was a little bit more in shape, and I went as a sexy vampire. I just got a cape, and I was like, that's it. That's all I did. It was just a cape. I think I put like some like red makeup, and that was like as far as it went. So yeah, it was that very low effort. I was like, how can I be as low effort but also very in theme?
Down, Thomas, chill, Bubba.
But yeah, so I see. I definitely respect the low effortness.
You could do the Dracula flow now, and that'd really be. If you put on the cape, everybody's like, "Oh, are you Dracula Flow?" Because he's the most important. You've never seen the Dracula Flow videos? Oh my god!
I'm missing.
Your vocabulary will be forever altered if you watch any of them. I promise you. I'll have to send them to you later.
Is it like a TikTok thing?
No,
I'm not on TikTok.
It's on YouTube, but I'm not either. Okay. I mean, I have one now just because my sister posted that video. I made an account because I wanted to make some hilarious responses to comments to people, which I thought were funny, but you know. Whatever. But the Dracula Flow, it's on YouTube. Okay. I'll send it to you. It's hilarious. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet, but it's very good.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe we can talk about that next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Next week, we got a nice TV in the background, and
that's not a real fireplace?
What the surprisingly, fuck? Right?
Holy shit.
Well, it was either put real fireplace up there, which I looked at. Put a fireplace on a desk is kind of expensive, but
that's a good point. Yeah, fire marshal wouldn't be too happy with that one, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll get a nice little scene set up to where we can pull up a camera and stuff and kind of play some videos.
We'll train
and
Thomas.
Talk about some of this stuff.
Train Thomas to
type. We need a Jamie.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, buddy. I shouldn't give him too much attention. He'll come back and attack me. As much as I love when he does that.
He's definitely thinking about it.
He's thinking about something. There's some thoughts in that big old dome. He sees me.
I feel you. You could go as a Joker.
The Jonkler?
Joker. Yeah.
The Jonkler.
Oh, the Jonkler. Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't be the Joker.
Okay.
That's too much effort.
Oh, okay.
The Jonkler, maybe.
I don't know. I'm sure there's probably some other movies coming out that are going to be very in topic.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's like,
you know what I mean?
I don't want to
is that
chase
too
the
high
trend.
effort? That's not low effort enough. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's not even that. Like I said, I do it for myself. It's just fun to do, and that's like I've done it for years. It's not. I mean, that just because it happened to blow up once, I just feel like I don't know. People are gonna be wondering, but probably not.
I'm wondering.
Not really. It's just
kind of no. People have been asking. I've heard.
Oh,
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has
all
been.
the murmurs. Like, hey,
what's Chris
doing?
That
one weird fucking guy.
What's he doing this year? We're waiting for the drop.
When did it come in? I don't know. I don't know. It was weird to have that little viral sensation, but I wouldn't even know how to follow it up or what to do with it or how to be popular anyway.
You'll figure it out.
Too much effort. That's too much effort.
Nah. It's low effort. That's the whole point.
That's true. Yeah. If it's low effort, it's sustainable. I kind of like to, it's any habit or anything I got going on in my life. I like to be, not necessarily, like I don't mind putting in effort for something I care about, but sustainability is kind of the key. So even if it is high effort, you gotta gradually ramp up.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Just like with weightlifting and stuff. How's your fitness routine been going? All your exercise and
stuff? Good. I've been on it. There's been days where it's like, I don't want to do this.
Of course.
But I've made it through even on those days. There's not been one day where I've been like, nope, I'm skipping a day and
How long have you been doing it for?
Passing 2 months at this point, just like back on it consistent.
That's great.
I mean, I walk him every day, so it's like
I
stay a
pretty
little
solid
in
cardio
shape,
anyway. You said like 2 to 3 miles you're walking this boy every day. That's a good walk.
It's too much
for both of you.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks healthy. He looks like a fit little boy. He's definitely stout.
He
seems like a healthy little fella though. He's still got so much damn energy for walking that much in a day. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, and when we get home, he collapses and it's like, I feel like he's dying getting home, is panting and stuff, but I mean, it's kind of hot.
He's a happy fellow. That's
but
true.
He loves it. We go on our little 2-3 mile walks and then come home. He gets a couple ice cubes, cool him down.
Wow.
So,
a couple of rappers.
But yeah, no, about 2 months now back on it.
That's good. That's really
which
good.
I should have been on it more, but
it
is nice being
back
in the gym and being back in, like, cool, just like once, an hour a day, just kind of turning my brain off and just lifting heavy things. So.
But do you go to an actual like a gym or do you work out at home?
I work out here. I have a gym membership. I have a membership to Gold's, but I haven't used it. I think I've used it like once or twice, and whenever I went, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so out of shape. I was not ready for this, and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna die, and it was like embarrassing, and so I just haven't went back. At this point, I could go back, like, and it would be no big deal.
You'd be fine, yeah.
But now I'm so used to, I have a little home little workout bench with some dumbbells, and I just kind of make things work there.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I haven't stepped foot in like an actual public gym in such a long time.
Yeah.
It seems like if every social media trend is to be believed, they're a hellscape now of like everyone's recording themselves and other people.
I've seen all sorts of that. And I don't remember that at all whenever I was there. I was a personal trainer. I never saw that as training. I never saw that whenever I was there.
That was a while ago,
myself.
Right? That was like...
Yeah, at this point,
2013, 2015, maybe?
It wasn't that. Yeah, maybe 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
That area.
Interesting.
It was a while back, for sure.
Well, that's changed in the last 10 years.
5 years, 6 years. Don't age us that quick.
It is 2024. Almost
2016, 2017. I'm gonna take the 5 year
round down. 2017 round down. Sure. 5 years, fine. We'll accept that.
No, I mean,
a lot still changed in 5 years.
A lot has changed, though, for sure.
Vine went away and TikTok popped up.
True.
Trad wife cleaning videos have blown up. They're all over the feeds.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of that is probably to do with a lot of the TikTok stuff, and because it's people recording themselves and then
I mean, it's all
I feel like they want to make
influencers,
views.
everything.
That gets views, you know.
Are
people even really offended whenever they're like getting watched to the gym and stuff? Or is it just like, oh, cool? Now
I wouldn't be. I'd be like, hey.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever I'm at the gym, I'm like, yeah, someone's admiring.
Like,
hell yeah, I feel good.
I'm kind of a baddie.
I mean,
I did work my ass off for this butt.
Exactly.
Thank you for noticing. I do.
So,
I do got them triceps actually.
Thomas,
It's okay, honey.
Stop it.
No, but I mean, I think it's also that's a whole topic of discussion, I guess. But being a man and being ogled, I'm not nearly as concerned.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know, assaulted, really.
Yeah, that's a fair point. There's probably some nuance there.
Yeah, it's probably maybe a little bit. Probably not though. It's probably all fake.
Yeah.
Who knows? Either way, I don't know. It's been a whole thing. Where are we at time wise?
40 minutes. I don't know how long do we want to go. We don't even know. I don't know. Do we want to do an hour? We want to do.
Hour makes
we want
sense
to do 45. We want to do.
We could do a 45. That'd be fun.
I
would go until it feels like. I mean, we were talking for like 30 minutes or more before this. I feel like it's conversation's so easy. It's kind of like the only difference is now I'm sitting in one spot.
Right.
Still fidgeting because I do, but I'm holding a microphone, and other than that, we just basically would be talking about this stuff anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Beanbag boy style.
I
don't know. No, I mean, what else is going on? Yeah, I blanked out. I don't know. I can't think of anything else going on. I'm trying to buy a car.
Yeah?
That shit sucks.
What sucks about it? What's
they're expensive for one. Everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
I was looking at like a used car, but it's like to get anything used that's even remotely decent, it's like you're basically paying MSRP for
I've seen
the year it came out, which is
stuff
so dumb.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, I'm looking at like something that's going to be reliable. Because if I buy a car, I'd like to last a while because I don't want to buy a new car every 3 years or anything. Some people like leasing and stuff, which is fine. It's just stay and dance with the one who brought you, basically.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole leasing. I just don't like counting the miles. That's my concern.
Also,
is I'm like, I don't want to go over mileage, and then I'm going to be stressing about like, can we take someone else's car? Because I don't want to put miles on my car for no reason. It's like, that's my issue with leasing, but yeah, it works for some people.
Yeah, I can understand why you would do it. And like, it's the thing, because I work from home, it's like, I don't drive that much in a week.
Yeah.
Even. I mean, I'll drive to like the store. I drive to like a friend's house, or I drive, whatever. But like, since I don't have to commute to work every day, or my commute consists of like walking into my office, it's very different. So my mileage is like pretty low. But I was looking at like a Toyota or a Honda. I was thinking like the RAV4 or the CRV, like in that kind of like a small SUV size range. Just have like a little bit of space so I can move some things. Because right now my little sedan just sucks. I can't move anything with it. It's like the back seats don't even fold down, so I have like the trunk space or the back seat space, and that's it.
And then the divider, so it's like
it
has to be these sizes. You can't have a big box. It has to be two medium boxes.
Yeah,
small boxes even. Yeah,
it's a whole thing. But I don't know. I've been trying to find something, but it's just expensive, man. It's like I don't really want to spend $35,000-$40,000, but I mean I will. That's what it takes.
Yeah, that's fair. Are you looking through like dealers? Or are you looking?
Well, that's the thing. It's like I was looking for like a used car, but it's like if it's going to cost me like $28,000 to buy a 2-year-old CRV, or even more than that, like why wouldn't I just buy a new one with like manufacturer's warranty, and I'll know exactly, if something happens to it, I'm the one who's driving it, so I know what happened to it. It's like you take on so much unnecessary risk for anything with like a decent mileage that's used, and it's so damn expensive right now. It's just stupid.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I'm not in any like rush. I'm not in any rush to buy a car, so it's like I can wait, but I feel like it's also the time to research and to try and make decisions on purchasing whenever you're not in an emergency situation.
Yeah.
So.
No, 100%. Can you still buy cars on eBay? I bought my Mustang on eBay a long time ago.
Yeah, eBay Automotive I know was big for a while. I would think it's got to still be around. I mean, Facebook Marketplace is like taking up everything. It really kind of took over Craigslist.
Fair.
Which, because Craigslist is so anonymous, it's like Facebook is, I guess, less so, generally speaking. I don't know. A little easier to verify, I suppose.
Yeah.
I really haven't used either very much, so I couldn't tell you much about them.
That's
but
fair.
I didn't think about using eBay.
Yeah, it might be a spot to look. I feel like, especially if you're looking used, you would at least probably get a little bit of that dealer premium off of there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. It sucks though. I don't like the process of car buying. It's just so damn expensive. And the thought of spending that much money. It's like I'd probably just buy it cash anyway. Just buy it outright because I really don't want to carry a monthly payment, and I have no need to pay the extra interest. Like I can save back the money and buy whatever I need. But
rates aren't all that great, I don't think, right now. Anyway, so it's like if you have the cash,
especially if you're buying a used car, like some of the rate, like I think the average is like 12% or something like that, which is just absurd.
Like
no way in hell
lose value on it. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't love the idea of buying a new car because it's like it depreciates in value like immediately. But
it doesn't
at the
seem
same
like it's
time, I'm planning to like carry it for 10 years or drive 10 years.
You looked at a Jeep. Those things, but they hold value.
So do Toyotas.
I don't understand how. I don't know that they do in the same way Jeeps do, though. The Jeeps are crazy with the way they hold value.
Nuts. Yeah,
maybe they do. I don't know.
My sister.
I'm not a fan of a Jeeps either, but
my sister drives a Wrangler, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
it looks kind of cool, but it's a pavement princess anyway. It's like if you're taking it for like an off-roading or something, it kind of makes sense. But if you're just driving it around, it's like, why would you accept all of the negatives? I don't understand.
That makes sense.
I don't get it.
That makes sense.
It does feel, I will admit, kind of nice sometimes to roll around with like the doors off and be like, yeah, what's up? We're just hanging out. I could fall out of here right now and I'd immediately die on the road.
You can get a motorcycle. There you go.
That's true. I could do the. That'd be way cheaper than a Jeep.
That's the full on version of that.
That's a good point.
But yeah, no. Well, hopefully you find yourself a car.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm sure you'll get some.
I'll find something. It's fine.
By next episode, you should have a
expect
a car. We'll be shooting next episode
within the next 7 days.
The front seat, passenger seat. We'll go Jerry Seinfeld
Perfect.
style.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
So, I think it was Seinfeld,
boys
right?
in cars getting coffee.
Was Seinfeld that did that? I don't remember.
Yeah, comedians in cars.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. Well, I mean, we can call it 45. We'll say 45 on this.
Cool with that. Yeah, we'll see how that feels.
We'll see how it feels and
regulate it some more. Yeah. Hopefully this feels better.
I think this is a lot better.
This feels
This is a lot better than the way we were doing it last time.
I mean, it's the couch still comfy as hell, but I don't have to like.
I'm not
like here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
it feels a lot less like
more natural,
and it's not like strictly profile. Yeah, it just feels a little better.
Yeah, we need I mean, I think camera's not even that bad. We'll see how.
We'll
could use something better, but
this is just kind of fun to do. Honestly, it ain't a big deal.
So,
I ain't sweating it.
Yeah. If we have anybody who wants to join.
Yes.
You mentioned somebody, so we might bring guests on virtually. We got a little screen. We could just throw their face right there. That's
like a Space Ghost Coast to Coast situation where they just pop up on the little TV.
Exactly.
That's a dated reference, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to join, hit us up for sure. But yeah.
HMU. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Beanbag Boys out.
Beanbag Boys out.
Bye.